Well, hello and welcome back. Oh God, what are we on? We're on the 1st of November. So this is my first YouTube video in months. So like everybody, you get so busy over the spring and the summer and the autumn with weddings. I don't really have time to be doing YouTube videos at all. I mean, I've still got a few backed up to edit as well, so I shouldn't really be doing this, but we'll crack on. So hopefully I might try and put some more videos out over the off season. I have all of January off. I have 3 weddings left for this year, so I'll try and maybe get a few more out, but it's not my passion really, YouTube, you know. But today I thought we would look at some Sony hybrid shooting. I've even had some people say they prefer my work to some videographers who've been going a long time, which is a really nice compliment, so thank you. So this is my first full year of doing hybrid and offering films, and recently I've just announced that from 2025 people can actually book me just for films, so I'll get to actually experience working with other photographers, which is really nice. Might be 1 or 2 eventually end up in my contract that I won't work with them because we don't match, but hopefully that's not the case. So as of 2025, yeah, I'll be offering hybrid, so photo and video on the same day. So those people who are saying they love my videos, since I turn around and say, I did all the photos at the same time. So yeah, I'm pretty decent. So, but I'll also be able to just offer film only bookings and just photo only bookings. So there's a lot more revenues for longer, if you get what I mean. So I could maybe do a film only on a Thursday, go and shoot a wedding on a Saturday, and the following Tuesday do photo and video. So it mixes up. Currently, I used to charge £2,500. So again, people know me, I'm pretty honest, no bullshit. I'll tell people an orange is an orange, an apple is an apple. So I was charging £2,500. This year, I feel like the cost of living and just general inquiries throughout the industry, when I've spoken to other photographer friends, inquiries have been slower and things like that. And people haven't been wanting to spend as much money. You've just got to do what you got to do. I'm the main breadwinner in my family. So if I don't make money, we starve and we get kicked out. I've got mortgages to pay, things like that. So you do what you do. So I dropped my prices. So I'm currently back at £2,000 for now. And then once it all starts picking up again, I will put it back to 2.5. So £2,000 at the minute. Someone books a highlight film, that's an extra £900. So straight away, I've gone from 2,000 to 2,900. Okay, so that's like half an actual photography booking. So you start taking 10 extra bookings a year where you're adding film on top. That's equivalent to doing 5 less weddings, pretty much. You know, so straight away, instead of doing 30, 35 weddings, you could be doing 25, for example. So I've took some bookings this year which are nearly £4,000 because they've added things like second photographers and things like that. So suddenly it's quite easy to start bringing your numbers of weddings down. So if you haven't thought about doing video, I would definitely start thinking about it. Even if you're not going to offer it, start learning it. I'm telling you now, within 2 years time, mainstream, everyone will be doing photo and video or offering it in some sort of capacity. You know, you've got the content creator side of things coming along as well. The future is video, I'm afraid. So yeah, offering photo and video, you just need to be able to do it. So anyway, today I thought we would look at some Sony settings for hybrid, but basically how I do it. And this all stemmed from, I've had a couple of people, I'm just looking at my iPad by the way, one photographer in particular, Paul David Photography on YouTube, sent the following question. Do you mind me asking, mate, are you using S-Log to capture these or getting by with normal s-cinetone? And it's a longer question, I'm going to break it up. So our first few films of the year were shot using, well, it wasn't even s-cinetone, it was baked in, but it was I'll throw the settings up on the screen because I can't quite remember, but it was baked in as like Cine 4 with S-gamut, something like that. So it was all custom settings that I put in, and it was baked in. Put the edit into Final Cut, job done. What I started finding was I did end up putting a bit of a LUT on top anyway, just to get a bit more colour or whatever. I had things like sharpening built in and stuff like that. So it was a baked in look, it wasn't using S-Log3. When I got to about the middle of the year, I started thinking, well, I obviously at the beginning of the year, I changed my editing style as well to be a bit more clean, more white, so the white or white, etc., and just make it look really nice. But I needed my film side to sort of match that, so sort of everything as one product looked like it came from me. So what I did is moved over to S-Log3, and I now have a LUT to help achieve that. So these sort of examples you're seeing now are the original where it's baked in. But then if you jump over to this version, this is now S-Log3. So you can sort of see the colour changes. Again, this video is shot in S-Log3. So this is S-Log without the colour grade, and this is with the colour graded. So I'll do a 50-50 split so you can sort of see what it looks like. Hey, how are you doing? Yes, I currently shoot S-Log3, which is what the question originally was. Next one. Again, this is about 6-9 months since I've done my last video. If it's a bit waffly, it's totally off the cuff, just roll with it. All right. I'd love to see a video of you explaining your setup for hybrid with the Sony A7IV. So that's what we're doing. Picture profiles used or not. Again, like I said, standard PP8, which is straight in. It's just S-Log3. There's no alterations to anything. Straight out the camera, exactly how the profile was set up from Sony. So picture profile 8, S-Log3. Whether you use ND filters or not, I do not. I do not have time during hybrid to be throwing ND filters on. And how strict you are with your shutter speed 180 rule. There's some crude jokes I was going to make there, but I'll keep it clean. I'm pretty loose, so I don't give a shit, basically. If I'm outside and the shutter needs to go up to 1/8000, it'll go to 1/8000. I don't care. So pretty much I shoot my video still in aperture priority, and I'll let the ISO and the shutter speed do whatever it needs to do. If I come across where there's a scenario where I need to go back to manual, I'll just turn the dial, go to manual and just do it manually. But generally, I leave everything auto. People think about things too much in their head. You know, you get too carried away with settings. Concentrate on composition, what you're filming, what's the story, and you'll get a nice video, you know. So yeah, pretty much on the camera dials I have movie modes on 1 and 2. So I have 1 set at 25p, number 2 I have set at 50p, and I just rotate the dial to what I need. It's very simple. What else? The quality of your video coverage is as good few notches above what let's start again. The quality of your video coverage is a good few notches above that which I see being produced by most hybrid shooters. Thank you, Paul. Really appreciate that. So yeah, it's pretty simple. Like I said, S-Log3. I've got the dial set up, so I've got it on 1 for photo, and then as I'm shooting, I'll just flick it over to video, and then I'll literally just stay still, or I might do some sort of slow pan like this, press the unrecord, back to photo, and away I go again. So yeah, and if I'm going slow-mo, again, 2. On the photo modes, I've got the exact same photo mode set up on 1 and 2. So the only difference is when I go to video, it'll go from 25p to 50p, regardless of which one I'm on. So, and again, auto white balance, auto shutter speed, auto ISO. So even in here, it's quite dark. I have the aperture pre-programmed in as f2.8, even though I've got 1.4 lenses, etc. So even in here, I'm on the 50p setting. My shutter has gone to 100, which lovely jubbly, and then ISO is at 5000. So again, if I just pointed it at the light over there, my shutter is now 1/2000, and my ISO is 800. My only thing that I wanted to do was, once I baked the programs in, I set my exposure compensation to 1.3. So you're meant to go at 1.7, people say, for S-Log3. Just do your own tests. I found I preferred 1.3. And I still tend to bring the highlights and everything down with my LUT. So I could probably even drop that to like +1 exposure. But that's all baked in on my dials. Yeah, honestly, it's not that complicated, guys. So that was a very, very waffly, quick video. Well, I say quick. Just welcome back. Hi, how you doing? But yeah, that's how I sort of shoot hybrid. If I was just doing video on the day and I wanted to be a bit more deliberate things, I would probably have time to just put ND filters and things like that on. But I don't use tripods pretty much unless I'm shooting speeches. But generally, I've just got my cameras hanging off me. So I've got a few bookings next year where I'm just doing film, and I've got obviously quite a few hybrids as well. People generally don't know what I'm doing a video on hybrid days. They're literally like, oh, I didn't see that you had a videographer, how come you've got a film? This guy. So yeah, it's literally a case of click, 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 photo, and then I'm literally just turning the dial, bosh into video, press to record, getting a couple of clips. It's about 3 seconds, back to photo, and away I go again. So it's very, very simple. And I'm just getting establishing shots and just going through the motion of the day. My videos probably look decent because I've got a photography eye. I've been shooting photos for technically I did my first one in 2015. So it's like next year is 10 years I've been shooting for photography. So taking that into films is very easy. We're just going from a still image to a moving image. So yeah, it's not that complicated. But yeah, I'm waffling on. I hope that helped, and see you in the next one. Toodaloo!